Okay guys, so we're back with a tech video. We're diving into what is known as the closet of technology. Yes, the closet of technology. Look at all these systems. So, as you can see, yes, lots of desktop type, tower type systems that we're going to be diving into. Why? Because it's good to reform the capacitors, charge up the batteries, and just give the bearings a little work for the power supply and the spinning discs if they have hard drives. So this particular model we're looking at today is a Slimline HP. And before we get into that, I just gotta say something about my last video. I kind of got a little ranty, and I don't want to give the wrong impression here. I appreciate what Linux and the Linux community has done to create a operating system that's pretty much cobbled together by a bunch of basically volunteers, programmers who, put a lot of work into this stuff. And I don't want to like pee on anybody's parade here. So if you're somebody who uses Linux and you like Linux, that's not my point. That was not my point in my last video. It was just, what I was trying to do is explain, like, I feel like I'd be disingenuous to talk about Linux and make my channel about Linux distros because I don't use them. I just don't use them that much. Yes, I use them on this, and this, and a couple other devices because it is the only option. Now, this, I just was using today. I was also using this today. So I do use them, but this is like a variant of Debian, Bullseye, that I had to troubleshoot. This one worked fine, this one didn't. I don't know why, but I had to troubleshoot this one in order to just get dark mode to work on this system. So that's the kind of thing you got to deal with when you're dealing with Linux. There's a lot of little troubleshooting stuff, and you can say the same thing about Windows, but I find that most of the Windows stuff that I troubleshoot is just so much easier to deal with because people write, their driver software for Windows, or whatever. And, there's this one here works fairly well. It's got it's a decent processor. It's got an i3, but guess what? The frickin' thing, no sound on this thing. I'm running Linux on it. Doesn't work. The sound doesn't work. And this one here, it's a good little unit. It's a little old, so frankly, it runs an old version of Chrome OS and like Debian before even Bullseye. I think it's I can't remember, but it's an oldie. There is another system that you could run Linux on it, but would the sound work? What kind of driver's issues are you gonna have? I don't know. This I picked up at a thrift store, and I got it for cheap. And like, this is my first introduction to the Pi and like these single board computers. And I love these things. Like this is so cool. Like this is so cool. Look at this thing. So compact. It's even got its own case. These heat sinks aren't too bad. This actually tends to run a little warm. If you actually run it with this, I made my own heat sink, a little mod here. This is from my HP salvage that I did. This heat sink like dissipates heat like crazy, and if you put a fan through this thing, it is amazingly good for dissipating heat. So this one runs hot, this one runs really reasonable for a Pi 3. This one I got a little more expensive. I can't remember if it was 15 bucks or something like this. This one, it was in a plastic bag, and whoever was doing the pricing and processing the donations thought it was like some kind of like there's sort of a wall, and they have these plastic bags of modems, sound cards, that sort of stuff. That was in that collection, and those things usually go for like $2 or $3, right? So that's what I got this one for. This one cost me like 15 bucks or something like that because of the case. Anyway, these systems, I'd be screwed without Linux. So don't get me wrong, Linux has its place, it has its use case. For something like this, sorry, but Windows works best for me, for my use case, for my workflow. So let's talk about this guy. I will put the description of this Slimline in the video, but hey, let's take a look at this thing. So I don't know if I've ever really done a video on this. This is a system I picked up a couple years ago. Let's get into it. So this thing's got a Core i5 Skylake processor running 3.2 gigahertz, so nice and fast. Look at all those instruction sets. So this is a pretty modern system. 2 cores, 4 threads. The motherboard is an HP 81B4, whatever that means. And it's got the AMI BIOS from 2020, which sounds pretty up to date. Check out this. This is amazing. Running dual, 16 gigabytes of RAM, running at 1066, I'm assuming. Yeah, DDR4, that's crazy. This is one of my most powerful systems in terms of RAM. So we got a 1 stick of 1066. It's Hynix, but this is actually 1333, yeah, megahertz. This one's from 2018. This one is from 2016, and this is obviously an addition. But yeah, 16 gigabytes of RAM is serious RAM for this type of a system. It's running the old Intel graphics 530, so that's really to do with the you know, how they've integrated the graphics into the Intel system. I've got GPU Z here, and as you can see, again, these are the specs for the GPU, and yeah, it's using the DDR4 RAM that is actually in the system, and yeah, it has various levels of graphics capabilities. I mean, you know, this is like a 2016 system, so let's be practical. It's not a 2025 system. I have those kind of systems, and they run like dedicated, very powerful graphical processes that, you know, I use for my work. But something like this is very capable. Look at this. So it's got Windows 10 Pro. It's got the Intel i3 6th gen by the looks of it, running at a high gigahertz rate, Skylake, lots of RAM, and it's got a good terabyte Seagate drive, so that's nice. So let's get that out of the way here. Let's look at the health of that drive. So how long's that thing been spinning? A year and over a year. So maybe a year and two quarters to 2/3, somewhere in that range. So under 2 years. Not bad. I'll take it. No problems. Registering good. Temperature's good on that. Temps seem to be fine. This is the what they basically register as the graphics, which has to do with the i3 CPU, APU, whatever they want to call these things, integrated graphics systems. And it's using a lot of the actual DDR4, which is very fast memory. So let's get that up there. Let's run the Nova bench, the next stage of this test. Let's see. For accurate, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't think anything's running right now. So let's just run it. And you can see my funky wallpaper there. And you can relax and listen to some jazz as we sort out this Nova bench score. Yeah, so yeah, just let's see what we're getting here. Let's see. Oh yeah, 300. Yes, 400. So we're gonna get a really good score on this one. This thing could actually probably handle some gaming based on what I'm seeing here. Okay, so what do we got? 865. Nice. Holy Corolla. Look at that. So yeah, it's using 16 megabytes of system RAM, scoring highly on that. It's got the CPU score, right, you know, it's doing well with that. Graphics, yeah, 112, which equates to 3D frame rate, you know, FPS of 347, which, yeah, this thing could definitely game, I think. And the hardware is really doing well with, even with a spinning hard drive, this thing is actually doing really well in terms of transfer rates. So yeah, what do you think of that, guys? That is a serious system for, as particularly, what does it say? Close unsaved, yes. Let's just close it out. Yeah, so like, this is a serious, very serious system for something I picked up at the thrift store back in the day, a couple of years ago. And I know it wasn't very much. It didn't cost me much. These systems used to be really cheap because of the fact that people go in for laptops, and laptops tend to be a bit more expensive. These tend to go for about 25 bucks. Laptops tend to go for a little bit more. Sometimes less, depending on if they just want to get rid of them. Ugh, excuse me. But yeah, so I'm not hating on Linux. I just find the apps that I use are on Windows, and so it's about apps. It's not about Linux or open source software. It's about simply finding an app that works and is easy for me to use and to get a job done. So here we go. This is my Redragon, nice little 10 keyless system keyboard. I got some funky little gaming keyboard keys on there. Not that it matters, but yeah, there you go. And to match it up, I got this nice little Redragon mouse, which I find to be quite good for what it is. What is it? What are they calling it? A 3200 DPI S101-1. So it's got like some weights if you want to adjust the weights for this thing. But yeah, I find it's great. It tracks well. I find it like very quick. Like you can adjust the DPI and zoom it back and forth, no problem. I got one screen, so it's not a big deal. And this is just a funky little screen background that I've downloaded. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So this is the kind of stuff I'm probably gonna be focusing in on. I'm just gonna go to look at a computer that I happen to have in my collection, running an i3. And let's take a look at the venting, which is very nice at the top here. What kind of venting do we have here? Oh yeah, more venting. So tons of venting. This thing is well designed for getting rid of heat. And let's just take a quick look at what we got for I/O. So we got the old ubiquitous VGA. We got a HDMI. We got lots of sound and USB, and yeah, if you wanted to do the Ethernet, and we got a funky little power supply in the bottom, non-standard, but what do you do? And there you go. So that is what we call a tiny little desktop system. This is the kind of computers that I pick up these days because I don't want a big giant. There's been a few that I've had to pass over, and I really wanted to pick them up, but big tower systems are they're great for, cooling a system down in terms of temperature. Like you can't beat the airflow and everything, but wow, this thing is so small in comparison to a big tower. So yeah, so I do like Linux for special use cases, and I have a little Chromebook that it makes sense to run Linux on those systems. But honestly, this is the kind of stuff that I kind of work in. It's my environment, and it's no offense to anybody who's a Linux user. I just happen to use certain apps that are only on Windows, and that's kind of how they've got me trapped. So anyway, welcome back to the channel. I don't think I started doing a video with that. I should probably have some kind of script, I guess, but anyway, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're having a good day. It's Friday, I believe. Let's see. Very early for me. Let's see, it is almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and it is Friday. Yep, Friday, October the 25th. Very early. Anyway, guys, yeah. Welcome to Friday. Hope you're having a good Friday, whenever you watch this. And I'll see you in the next video.